Hi, Mr. Minnick helping my students with writing if statements worksheet 1. We've already learned to write if statements, or to trace if statements, and now this worksheet, we are writing the code. So that's going to be a little bit harder, but we can handle it. So here goes. Let's proceed. Look at this example that's being given to you right here. If age is less than 13, we do one thing, else we do another thing. So apparently, the 13 stuff happens up here, and the opposite of 13 happens in this case. So looking at a number line and putting the 0, of course, in the middle, but then finding the spot where 13 would be, this says less than 13. So that means in red, the less than half of the number line is over here. But that is a less than and not a less than or equal to. So math students know that you should put an open dot on the 13, an open circle, and that truly reflects the inequality age less than 13. So the opposite of less than 13 is this number line. It's everything to the right of 13 and including 13, where 0 is still in the middle, and this is the spot 13. This is the opposite. Don't go around in life saying that the opposite of less than 13 is greater than 13, because the opposite is greater than or equal to. That dot has to be filled in. Otherwise, you spend your whole year of 13 ageness not being allowed to go to PG-13 movies, when really you should be, because on the day that you turn 13, you should have been allowed. Be careful of that. It's tricky in some of these exercises to get the right notation in there. Okay, number 1. Because of the expression in English, if the variable asparagus is equal to yes, that part right there is the control expression. This part right here is the control expression that goes in the parentheses. If you're a beginner student, like most people in this room are, they should probably put a set of parentheses to help themselves out around that part of the English phrase, because that's the part that's like true or falseness. Over here, after the word then, that's what happens if the if is true, if the control expression is true. So that part, I'll just annotate in turquoise. That part is going to be this line that gets indented, because that's the law in Python. This part here that's double underlined in turquoise should be the indented part on the next line down from the red part that's the control expression. Now, by using the Courier font for asparagus, I'm telling you that that means that that's a variable that you need to use in your actual answer. And then is equal to, you're supposed to know that is equal to in Python is an equal symbol. But actually, it's a double equal symbol. Read my lecture notes or go to that Trinket website or anywhere else and practice. You'll get errors all day long if you use a single equals when you're in an if statement's control expression. In other situations, you use a single equals, but here you use what I call the double equals. So we're not done yet. The question up there is worded asparagus equals yes. You need to type yes, but you need to put double quotes around it, because that's what the computer's really asking. So there is the best answer for the first part of number 1. And now the indented part in blue turquoise should be printing the phrase you get dessert. Well, you don't say print the phrase you get dessert. Python doesn't understand English like print the phrase. Now, coincidentally, there is a print command, a print function in Python, which you're supposed to know in this class at this point. So you do type the word print, and in the version Python 3, you need a set of parentheses. And in an old version of Python 2 that's still used, in the country, you don't have parentheses. I don't want to confuse you, but you sometimes will see it on some websites without parentheses. Anyway, in this class, you need parentheses, and you need to print the phrase or type the phrase, "You get dessert." Is this, in your belief, the final answer there to number 1? Volunteer from period 7-8, anyone? Bueller? Is that the answer?
No.
Bueller says no. Make it correct, Bueller. Tell me what to fix.
There should be an exclamation.
Of course. It should be said, "You get dessert," with good expression on the stage for the school drama production in the spring. There's an exclamation mark there. That would have been probably a half point off the way I grade if you didn't have the exclamation mark. That's how strict I am, because computers are strict, you see. Bueller, is that correct now that I've changed it?
Yes.
No.
No.
Bueller number 2. What's still incorrect? No. Bueller number 3.
Capital Y.
You got it. Bueller number 3, capital Y. In the original wording, it was a capital Y there. Now I think we have everything that's in the double quotes here. If you're a perfectionist, you would actually figure out a way to put that in the Courier font, which in the cheesy website I'm using here, Chrome extension, Cami, I can't do it, I don't think. But if in Notability it allows you to use the Courier font, man, that would really win my heart. Even though it would probably take you an extra hour to do your homework every night if you're doing everything that's code in Courier font. So I probably won't take points off. Okay, that's the final answer for number 1, and this had to be indented below this for good style. And I already indented the line. In number 2, I'll just give you some tips for the rest of the worksheet. Is greater than, that's going to end up being a greater than symbol. In number 3, is not equal to 5. You're going to have a Python not equal to symbol somewhere in your answer there in the control expression in number 3. In number 5, you'll have the word and in lowercase somewhere in the middle there. It looks like you have a less than or equal to, so over here you're probably going to have a less than or equal to that should be written that way. Over here is greater than should show up. And by the way, the word num has to be written 2 times here. There is no way to do number 4 with the word num only once. In math class, teachers allow you to do stuff like this. You can put num like in the middle of a 5 and like the number 10. That's allowed in math class. But Bueller number 4, it's not allowed in Python. It's not allowed. So I'm scribbling it out in this video. Moving on to number 5. The M had better be capital, and somewhere you have basically less than capital M, uppercase M in double quotes. I know that looks weird, but anybody that has a name that starts with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L would be less than somebody who has the name Minnick. That's the way it works in string comparison. I think it's in my notes. And number 6, you know what? I can't do everything in life for you, so figure it out. And I meant that in a nice way, not sarcastic. But we do have an else clause. So the word otherwise roughly translates to the word else in Python. Here, the word otherwise. Oh, number 7. You're going to have to do an or, but you have to repeat the variable name, username, 2 times. So username must be written over here and over here twice for that to be accurate. Look at previous worksheets where you traced code. That can sometimes help you with worksheets where you have to write code. Have a fantastic day.